Today, I want to share with you a flip through of my 2022 planner that I created in OneNote, so stick with me. Well, hi everybody, I'm Crystal from A Crystal Clear Life, where we focus on planning, organizing, and living a more simplified life. Today, it is early in January, and I wanted to go back through the OneNote planner that I created in 2022 and do a quick flip through and just show you how things have changed throughout the year, what I used last year, and how I'm going to do things a little bit differently this year. So let's get started. Okay, so you can see here on my computer that I used last year this PDF planner, which was from DCP Digitals, and it is called Your Best Year Ever Digital Planner 2022. It was dated Landscape Planner, and it's in the color whiteout, and it is the Best Life series of her planners, okay? I'll have a link to DCP Digitals in the description box below if you're interested in checking out any of her planners. She has dated and undated planners for 2023 as well. So here I just wanted to show you what the weekly layout that came with the planner looked like. So this is the very first one, the very first week of January. So it's the end of December and into January. So you can see here there's lots of blank space for lists and habits and all of that kind of thing. And then this is the sample of the daily page that I used throughout. I started using it, I guess, about halfway through the year. So I'll show you that as well when we get to that part. So here you can see basically how it's laid out: food log, hydration tracker, self-care, to-do list, blank space for journaling or memory keeping, whatever you want to do. Okay? So I really like this layout. Of course, these tabs here are just decorative. In OneNote, the links don't work that come with this planner, but if you are looking to use something like GoodNotes or something like that, I think the links do work in that. I do not use GoodNotes. I use OneNote because it crosses all platforms and I can use it on my phone, my tablet, and my laptop here. Also, I use OneNote because, as you will see when we get into the months of 2022, that not only do I have my monthly calendar, my weekly calendar, my daily calendars, but I also have lots of notes and extra pages that I create. So a paper planner would have to have probably 10 or 12 notes pages at the end to be able to work properly for me. They don't make those kind unless you just use a straight up bullet journal, and that's part of the reason that I went to digital planning. Another reason I went to digital planning is the ability to search on your notes. And I love the search feature that's up here in OneNote. I can just start typing something in all of the pages where those words occur start to show up. So it's very easy for me to find exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, now that you have seen the blank daily and the blank weekly page, let's jump into the year and see what I was doing in January. DCP Digital's planner also came with a blank page that looks like this, so that I could create my own page on top of it, and I loved to do that. For example, my inboxes. So here's that blank page that I then went and added, a title and some check boxes to. These are all customized tags that I use on my inbox and on my weekly pages every month. And if you would like to know more about tags, I have videos that I've created on tags. I will leave those linked above and below for you. Another cool thing about OneNote is not only can you tag things and search for things, you can embed videos like this one I have here for this recipe that I wanted to use. And if I click on it here, I can watch it right here in OneNote. I don't need to go out to wherever this video might be stored, which is cool. I also can embed Excel documents like you see here. So this was tracking the snowfall that we got last January. And again, it's an Excel document, so I can click on that and, have access to it in both places, which I think is really cool. So there's my inbox for January. Every month I also create a dashboard. This one happens to be one of their pre-printed dashboards. So you see here, it's kind of in its original form with bills due and income. You'll see later on that I started changing this page quite a bit to fit my needs. But it's just kind of fun to keep my garden list up here, my currently section, any important dates that are coming up, goals that I have, that kind of thing. Now let's look at the weeks. All right, so here's the first week, kind of blank because I was still in my 2021 planner. I did go ahead and fill in a few things on here, but I was still finishing up this week in 2021. Now you can see that I've really started using this planner. I have my information filled in for my days, places for some photographs and some record keeping, all of that kind of stuff. We got more snow in January, so there's more pictures again, a place to put projects and expenses and all kinds of fun stuff. I really like the way these weekly layouts were working for me, so I continued to use them throughout the month and into the next months. And moving on to February's inbox, you see here again, we had that blank page and I just decorated it, put in my tags so that they were ready to go. Did some brain dumps on here as well. There's another video of a recipe that I'd like to try. You can store links and all of that kind of thing as well. And here is my monthly dashboard. Again, you see I started changing it. I don't really do the income part, so I added a set of stickers there to kind of cover that part up. Didn't get to fill in my currently section for this month, but this is real. This is my real planner, so I didn't want to go through and add things. If I didn't get to it, I didn't get to it, and sometimes you just got to move on. So nothing has been staged here. This is really how I use my planner. Here is the first week of February. The second week of February. The third week of February, and you can see here on the side, I even often go outside of my page to add more notes to things that I am learning about or want to remember. Again, that's one of the beautiful things about OneNote. You're not restricted to a page size, so you don't just have to stay within that planner page. You can go outside of that, you can go underneath of that, you can do all of those kinds of things, which I find very helpful because I tend to be somebody who writes down things a lot because my memory is not so great anymore. Moving on to March, here's my March inbox. Again, I have lots of links to things that I want to go back to or learn about more. Here's another recipe to try. That was one of my goals last year, was to try a new recipe every month. So adding it to my inbox really helped me keep track of what recipes I wanted to try and to be able to locate them when I was ready to use them. And I just love these plant stickers. I think they're from Pretty Planner Place, and I just love them. I think they're beautiful. Here's my monthly dashboard. Again, still with that potted plant theme. I was doing a lot of taking care of houseplants last March. And again, my currently section, my things to do in the garden, my list of projects and links that I need to get to those, goals for the month, all of those kinds of things. That's what I keep on my dashboard. Moving on to the weekly. Here you see I have weekly listed out again in that cute plant theme, and I have some photographs here of things that I've been working on and things that I've been making and just everyday life. I added an extra notepad over here on the side for some extra notes, which I think is pretty cool. And here's week 2. Week 3. And week 4. And the last week of March, week 5. If you have any questions about any of my weekly pages or how I was using my planner, go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch about something. I'm always happy to answer those questions. All right, let's move on to April. Okay, here's my April inbox. Again, you see my customized tags with all of the things that I need to get done. My recipe for the month, all of that. And my April dashboard. Aren't these colors great? I think this was a really pretty sticker set as well. I like using digital stickers because you can use them over and over again. Let's say, you love this cluster of flowers up here. You don't just have to use it one time out of the sticker book and then it's gone. You can use them over and over. So again, here, my currently section, my time in the garden, things to take note of, projects and things to work on. And let's jump into our weeks. Here's our first week of April. Our second week of April. And here's where I started playing around with some of those daily pages. So you'll see here, this is kind of a daily page that I was playing with on a different notebook background. You'll notice that it's a little bit different. It's also from DCP Digitals, and I really love the colors of this notebook, although it doesn't really coordinate with the stickers that I was using on this daily page, but I was just trying out the layout, just playing around with it. So back to my weeks. And the last week of April. Okay. All right, moving on to May. May is my anniversary month, and I just love the colors that I picked for this particular month. So here's my dashboard. And let's jump into the weeklies. I really think these flowers are so pretty, and I even used some of the Post-it note style graphics here on the side to kind of create an extra place for notes on the side of these weekly layouts. I also like the way that I took the washi tape and used it running down the side, because I felt like this side, the right-hand side was very color heavy and the left-hand side was not. So I wanted to bring a little bit of that color on that side. Went strawberry picking. That was so much fun. And here's one of my dailies from that particular month. And you see here again, I used washi tape to cover up those the tabs on the side that didn't quite match what I was doing. So I was trying out using washi tape to cover up those tabs, and I think that worked really, really well. I like that idea a lot. The next week in May. And the final week in May. Rain are droplets of rest. Yeah, May was a busy month for us. Okay, moving on to June. June was another pretty month of stickers that I really, really liked. Here's my inbox for June. And my dashboard. Again, I did not get around to filling in my currently section, which makes me sad because that is one thing that I love to go back and look at. And let's go on down here to the first week. Again, I use some of those pretty Post-it notes on the side for adding notes about other things. I just think this is really, really pretty. And while I talk about things being pretty, primarily I am a functional planner. My planner has to work for me as far as time and schedule and notes and all of the things that I'm supposed to do. But then if I can get a functional planner that I can add to and make it pretty, that's what I like to do. So that's what I was able to do this month as well, I think. Celebrating Father's Day, adding more notes. A problem is a chance for you to do your best. Duke Ellington quote. And the last week of June. And you can see here, as you see at the bottom of these pages on the right hand side, I have lots and lots and lots of additional pages that I added. This month in particular, there were quite a few extra pages that I added to my planner. So again, that's another thing that I love about digital planning. I can just add as many pages as I need to. Let's look at July. Now, July was a busy month for us, but we were not home at all. We took a long trip to the UK to get my daughter situated, packed up, and brought home after she finished her graduate school work. And so I will show you, I did not do a dashboard for this month, but I did do a monthly page. And you can see there we had a couple of days at the beginning, and then we were gone for the rest of the month. So I decided just to do a travel theme for this month. And where do you see these weeklies? So this was the first week that we were home, and I was getting the flight information together and what we were going to be doing. And our planner over here, I had created a whole link to that. And just trying to keep track of everything. And then we get into, we're gone now. I did really very little, if anything, in my planner. And we're really gone. I didn't even add any stickers. I didn't decorate at all. And the last week. But what I did do is I did create an awesome travel log planner. So when it says, that there was nothing done in, the weekly pages, that's because I had created this kind of old world travel planner. So over here, I did a timeline of the day, kind of from sunrise to sunset, where I was able to jot down things, and then I was able to add photographs and things like that as well. So just a couple of those pages. This is what the blank page looked like, so that you could see, kind of what I started with, and then would go back and add things as we were going about our time, which was really fun. We had a great trip. Okay, let's check out August. In August, with my daughter home, you can see that my inbox and my list of tasks for the month of August got really big. Lots of things to do. Some notes that I took on things that I wanted to remember, some ideas for my goals for the upcoming year, just all kinds of stuff. You can even see down here at the bottom, my inbox list goes way even off of my page. So lots to do in August. I also did a monthly calendar here instead of a dashboard, just to give it a try to see if I liked it or not. So I was able to fill in some of that kind of stuff with some things that we were able to do. And then also, just to kind of keep things current and in mind, I brought in my home tending list for the month. And these are things that I try to do on a monthly basis and write down when they occurred. Okay. All right. This month, I liked the dailies so much when we were in England that I decided to just do dailies for the month of August. So you see here the page that I set up for August, and was able to keep track of things pretty well here. And I kind of like the way they turned out. I'll show you a couple more. Again, I can write on it with my Apple Pencil if I want to. I can type in it if I would like to. I can color code things if I want to. I can keep track of my mood and my energy level. all of those kinds of things. Here's more when I was working on my iPad, so you see more handwriting on there. And then this one was kind of a mix, both some handwriting and some typing. So it's really nice to be flexible and to be able to do it in both ways. Also, it's also really cool in OneNote that if you want to change this handwriting into text, you simply can do that. I'm going to go up here to my lasso tool. I'm going to circle these words here that says shopping day, and you see it highlights all of that, and then I can go up here, ink to text, and it changes it to shopping day. All right, so that's kind of cool. You know, that's a really neat feature that I like. Now it can search through your handwriting as well, so you don't have to go through and change all of your handwriting into text. OneNote can search your handwriting so long as it's not too chicken scratchy. All right, let's move on to September. My September inbox went with a craft paper background just for something different. I thought it went really well with the green camping theme. Again, you see my list of tasks that I need to do, movies that I wanted to watch, that kind of thing. I also did a monthly for this month here where I was able to mark out vacations that we were taking, activities that we were doing, that kind of thing. And let's get into our weeklies. Here's the first week of September. And here's one of my dailies for September. So you can see just by the use of stickers and changing the colors how different every month looks. I think that's really cool. Here's another weekly. Third week in September, fourth week in September, and my last week in September. Again, you can see a mix of handwriting and typing. The font colors that they have for the handwriting is just really cool. I think it adds a lot of variety. And again, you can see all the extra pages that I've done down here. I created a fall bucket list. So that was kind of fun to do and go back and fill in the dates of when I actually did things. So there you go. Just fun. And speaking of fall, now we are into October. Here is my inbox again. I started my holiday prep in October, getting things ready, decluttering, all of that kind of stuff, creating lists for gifts and that kind of thing. I like to keep those separate from the rest of my tasks. I went back to a dashboard for October, which I was able to fill in my currently, and I had a lot to do in the garden, so I needed lots of space for that. My goals, that kind of thing. But I also did a monthly for this particular month because I wanted to keep track of some of the fun things that we were doing and some of the responsibilities that we had. So that's how my monthly calendar looks for October. Moving into the weeks, this is the first full week of October. Those pumpkins are so cute. Here's one of the daily pages for October. Another weekly page, and this time you see I put on the side a post-it note pad that actually looks more like a legal pad, which is fine. This was our pumpkin carving week, so we have some pictures of that. And this is a week that I was very busy thinking about Christmas presents and all of those kinds of things. I wanted to make some fabric boxes. Let's see, I have one right here actually. Some little fabric boxes like this that I wanted to be able to put some treats in and stuff and give to friends and neighbors as Christmas gifts. So you can see here all of my scratchings and drawings and trying to figure out exactly how I wanted to do those fabric boxes. A couple of different ways to play around with. So it's so nice to be able to, have all that in one place in your planner and to be able to find it relatively quickly. and one last daily page for that month. Moving on. My November inbox again was pretty full. You see that my holiday list of things to do got a lot fuller as we were approaching the busy time of the year, but my to-dos even ran off of the page down here, which is perfectly fine. And I did create a dashboard for November, which I think is really pretty. I love those colors. I love the wildlife that I used. Just so pretty. And let's take a look at those weeks. So here is a full week in November. Did some bike riding. All the leaves were off the trees at that point. Here is a daily page. Again, just look at the beautiful color. Even though the leaves are mostly down, the entire yard was just orange. It was just gorgeous. And the next week. And the next week. And then also down here at the bottom, you see more extra pages. We had a trip planned, and I did my trip planner here, which, is nice to have. Let's see. My trip planner, where I talk about things that I want to do and days that they should be done, packing list items, activities, what the weather was, what we actually did, what kind of clothes that I might need for that. Anyway, I have a whole video on my travel destination planning kinds of things. I will link that up above if you are interested in that. Moving on to December. December, I was keeping it simple with some pretty bright lights. I am somebody who does not like the darkness of wintertime, and I don't think I could ever live too much farther north where the days were shorter than they already are where I am. So I wanted light for my December theme. So I have some pretty colored lights here. Let's get into the weeklies. Here is the week from November into December. I was trying a horizontal layout here. As you can see, I didn't really write much in there. I didn't really like the way the horizontal was working for me, but I thought I'll give it another shot. So the second week here, I decided to give it another shot. It was okay, but not my cup of tea. So I went back to one of my favorite layouts, which is the one where I color code things using the GTD method. So I did a whole video about this as well. I'll link it up above, explaining the workflow for GTD and how I took that workflow and created this layout for myself. So really, as things come in, I can go ahead and pre-sort them where they need to be. For example, all of these orange things are different communications and things that I need to do. And then all of my blue stuff is calendar related stuff, that kind of thing. Anyway, it was a much better layout for me. It worked much better as we went through the month of December. And here was my December daily. And this is kind of a blank layout for you to see how I kind of added things in for that. Okay. All right. And again, you see all of the extra pages that I have over here, things that will get moved from here back into my holiday planner. So like gifts received, my final gift list, all of my final budget, all of that for Christmas. All of those things will get moved back into my holiday planner. So they will be stored there, A, for archival purposes, and B, so that I can use them again next year if I would like to. All right. All right. And that brings us to the end. The only other sections that I have in here is I have a notes and research section where I store all kinds of things. For example, I was researching some paint colors. There are different things for level 10 life and different books that I've read and note taking and, all of those kinds of things. So anything that I just want to keep that I've learned about during the month, I keep in this notes and research section. Then I also have a page templates section in my notebook. So if I am doing some research and I want to use this personal development template, I know where to find that. I have lecture notes templates. I have meeting title templates. I have a weekly spread ideas in here. I have some goal setting, which I talked about in an earlier video. I have a bill tracker. So that's there. Just different templates that I might want to use throughout my planner. And then I have a project section. So this is a place where I keep track of all of the different projects that I did throughout the year. So for example, this was the big yard sale project that I did for church, my holiday card project. I even have a place where I keep running shopping lists for things. If I get a chance to go to IKEA, these are the things I want to check out. If I get a chance to go to Home Depot, I know the things that I need while I'm there. So again, it's just a great place to have, you know, a place to keep all of that stuff and to be able to find it when you're ready for it. And that's really all of the sections that I have in my 2022 planner. I hope you enjoyed this flip through of my 2022 planner, and you can see how a very plain light gray and white planner can be really zhuzhed up and made fancy and made to look beautiful and still be functional at the same time. Anyway, if you have learned anything new or you've liked this content, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. It really does help out my channel quite a bit. And if you haven't already, think about subscribing. Remember, subscriptions are free. They don't cost you anything, but they do help our channel grow. And I would appreciate that. Also, leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch. Let me know maybe what your favorite month was or what your favorite theme was that I did. I think mine might be the houseplant theme from March, or maybe May, or maybe those great pumpkins in October, or maybe I just love them all. I don't know. But let me know which one you like the best. That would be really fun to know as well. And here's hoping that you can live a more organized and simplified life through better planning. I use OneNote. Until next time, okay, bye. P.S. I'm back. I forgot to tell you what I was doing for this year. If we take a look at my 2023 life planner, what I have planned to do this year is I'm going back to basics with a very plain and simple black journal with white pages that I can do whatever I want. So for example, here is my January inbox and notes. Still have all my tags there, still using it that way. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And then I just have a place for notes and recipes and all of those things that I like to add. So that's what I'm doing this year. Stay tuned if you'd like to see more content like this. Until next time. Okay, bye again.